My experiment was rather not an experiment, but instead a compilation of dozens upon dozens of studies. So it was a review of many experiments. They were looking for the physiological effects of meditation on healthy adults. So what they did was look for studies on meditation and found about 595 of them. And based upon the criteria and constraints, they would exclude some of them. For example, they might exclude a study because there was not enough data to get an effect size. An effect size is basically telling you the relationship between two variables. So it's telling you the difference between two variables. Another thing they might exclude was studies that did not have a control group. This was done in order to see the effects meditation had actually done. Now, 3/4 of the studies were excluded. Only 163 were selected to review. And the researchers were very careful about making sure the studies were good. They looked at, for example, the publication outlet and compared it to unpublished dissertations because the publisher might have been, for example, pushing an agenda or wanting like a certain result. So so in the experiment as well, there was 133 different codes used to be assigned to each and every study in order to make the calculations basically. So the data the researchers were collecting was of the highest quality and was checked for every little bit of bias. They checked all the things, they made sure all the measurements were correct. They did lots of data and math and stuff to get all this data and to come to their conclusion. Here is my chart. You're all probably very confused by the stuff on it, and I shall be explaining it, so stop freaking out. So what this chart shows is the weighted mean effect size, which is basically, well, the bigger the number on this chart and bar, the stronger the relationship is between the two variables, which is meditation and all of these different things. So you can clearly see meditation is having some sort of effect on things such as interpersonal relationships, where the effect value equals 0.44 state anxiety, negative emotions, and trait anxiety. Meditation can help you in certain ways. It seems not really to affect our mental capabilities though. So what this next chart is showing on the bottom months, and on the left side the mean effect size, or R. What it is showing is the question if long-term meditation provides more benefits. So what it shows is that the benefits of meditation may stop around 10 years. When you think about this, it kind of makes sense because, well, people who've meditated for this long no longer have all these issues and will have a strong mind. These people's lives will be better, and they'll have more gratitude and will not be angry at things. If you're angry and depressed, your life is sad, but when you're gracious and kind, you shall live life wonderfully and have a nice life. Okay, the conclusion. Well, to make sure that this data was good, they had somebody come in and review it to make sure that, well, they did all their math right, they had good compilations, and look at their codes. So what they found was that, yes, it was very trustworthy and very accurate. And so the conclusion researchers made was that meditation does affect people in meaningful ways. When they looked at the studies, they found the changes were strongest in emotionality and relationship issues, but were a little bit less strong in things such as attention. And, well, changes were the weakest in cognitive measures. In one of the studies, they found, for example, meditation held positive effects on substance abuse, which I think is pretty amazing. That can help you just by doing this one thing. Now, several types of meditation are able to reduce blood pressure, stress, anxiety, addiction, aggression, depression, chronic pain, insomnia, hypertension, suicidality. They were also shown that meditation has strong effects on anxiety and self-actualization, which is basically where you find your purpose in life and have reached your full potential. Now, so yeah, we should all try to reach that. And so the final conclusion is that meditation has an effect on physiological variabilities. It affects you. It's true. 100% non-debatable. What the heck is that guy doing over there? What the heck?
Why, sir, I am meditating. Why do you exercise but to improve yourself? Meditation is no different. I meditate to improve myself mentally. In fact, I do both meditation and exercise so that I get the mental and physical aspect of it. You do not want to do both of only getting half of what you should be getting. Now, to put it in a better analogy, it's like you never doing leg day. So you only have half the physique. Your upper body is all you got. Sure, it looks good. Did you look at the bottom? Probably can't even squat more than body weight.
If you do not meditate, I'll beat you with this mat. I'm pretty sure it's worse than getting scratched by a cat. I can't guarantee you'll live. Perhaps I'll make a shoe. But I don't think there's enough time to say my next line. But now your attention is on mine, so you best meditate or else. The Chemnitz University of Technology Institute of Psychology was the research facility the author was associated with. The research was done in 2012. Peter Sidmeyer is a professor of psychology with a PhD. Marcus Schwartz was a PhD researcher on psychology. Sonia Jagger was another person with a PhD on psychology and is a psychologist. Frederick Haring was another PhD researcher who worked for the Department of Physiology. As you can see, all of these people have PhDs in psychology. It was published in the Psycho Bulletin, which is a peer-reviewed scientific journal that has been published since 1904 and is very trustworthy and is in the top 5 in terms of quality. The journal is run by the largest physiological association, the American Psychological Association, which currently has around 115,000 members. So, and another source that held a similar finding could be Michael McGee of Harvard Medical School's finding, which in his 2008 Meditation and Psychiatry study states, understanding meditation as a complex act that consists in part of intending and abstaining helps us understand how the many positive consequences of meditation occur. So what he's saying is that meditation causes good things to happen, and it makes good things happen. So you should do it. And that's the conclusion that both of these studies was to be coming to.